My first speaking opportunity was the Baptist Women's Retreat at Picket Lake. I left out the scripture verse at the Baptist Women's Retreat at Picket Lake. Some advice. If you're not a Baptist and you get invited to speak, or in my case, I invited myself to speak, at the Baptist Women's Retreat, don't leave out the scripture. The program director quickly found me afterwards and she said, "Honey, your story was beautiful, but you left out the scripture. You never want to leave out the scripture." I was so glad that I was at Picket Lake and not in some huge arena surrounded by thousands of people. The funny thing is, at the end of my story, I gave all the participants an envelope with random amounts of money enclosed and a scripture verse. I challenged them to pay it forward. Several weeks later, I received a letter in the mail. Allow me to share one woman's story. Jessica wrote, and I quote, "I wasn't quite sure how to pay this forward, but one day I was in Walmart and I saw a table of shoes. I couldn't help but think of this little 12-year-old boy. The last time I saw him, he was walking to the bus, wearing his father's old loafers. I asked him what size shoe he wore, and embarrassed, he looked down and he told me. I then thought of that pay it forward challenge and I used it to buy him the coolest pair of camo sneakers. I can't wait to present him with his new shoes." I challenge you. Go into the world and do well. But more importantly, go into the world and do good. Martin Luther King stated, "Life's most urgent question is, what are you doing for others?"